So I know I can't be the only person that listens to music before I get into something. Am I the only one? It's okay. It's all right. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Laureen Pryor, and I have the awesome opportunity of being able to welcome you this morning. I'm the president of Black Youth Leadership Project. For y'all who don't know me, get to know me because I am one of your biggest fans in the community. I believe that you all deserve a champion. I believe that you all need to be taught in the ways so that you can learn to navigate the education system appropriately. I'll be taking questions all day. You can type them in the chat and we'll try to get to them. But we want to make sure that this week you're supported, this week that you have everything you need to be successful this week and beyond. So without further ado, I do have a team of people. So it's not just me who happens to work on all these things. As you can see, Jada's already smiling. It's not just me that makes these things happen. So I just want to give a couple minutes and I want you to meet some of my teammates. I'm going to start with probably one of my longest serving teammates, Miss Selena Valencia. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Say hello. Yeah, you. Go ahead and say hello to everybody and welcome them to the boot camp.
Well, yes, welcome. As Laureen has mentioned, I've been rocking with BYLP for a while now. One of my main functions with BYLP is part of jumping on the team. I help with like all the fundraising, organizing events. Typically, we would be meeting in person somewhere doing this at the Capitol. I'd be part of that day facilitating all of you guys being there and being taken care of. Like Laureen says, being part of BYLP has allowed me to really invest into our community, be there to support you and your, whatever interests, things that trouble you, things that make you guys happy, whatever your needs are, we're here to serve. And so welcome. I know Laureen and the rest of the team has put on this event with some really banging people that you guys are going to be listening to throughout the week. So get ready, get fired up. Yeah, welcome.
All right, Jada, introduce yourself. Say hello, Jada Prayer. Jada Prayer. Okay, got it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jada Prayer. I go to Sacramento State. I am majoring in criminal justice, minor in social and dance. I am Laureen's assistant. I also am over the Black Girl Support Network, which is a new network that we have just launched to give support for all the Black youth like you all that are here. And I'm going to pass it off to Jordan.
Okay. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? I'm Jordan Sanders. I'm Laureen's nephew. I just started recently working with Black Boys Support Network. I'm one of the network leads, and I'm just happy to be here.
Popcorn Tequila.
How's everybody doing? I'm Keelan Archie. I'm attending Stanislaus State University. I just joined on to BBSN with Mr. Jordan. Yeah, popcorn to Miss Tanya.
And Miss Tanya. Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I am Tanya Archie. I am a mother of BYLP for the last couple of years, helped out here and there. Decided to come on board this year. I also help with Black Girl Support Network. I'm super excited about that. I'm excited about this week. I'm so excited to see 41 people are online. This week is going to be awesome. We've put in a lot of work to make this a great week for you all. So I'm glad you're here and enjoy. And then I will popcorn back to Miss Lorraine.
Is Rich on? I don't know if he's on. Is Rich here? Okay, well, Rich isn't here, so we're going to keep it moving. So what can you expect this week? Or matter of fact, we're not even deal with the week. What can you expect today? Today we have a bunch of things going on. So you have me this morning with the team, and we're going to go over introductions. We're going to have you introduce yourself pretty soon here. We're going to talk about the results of the ACES quiz. If you have not taken it, now is your opportunity to go ahead and answer those 10 questions that were sent in your email. Go ahead. we're not collecting names or emails. We're just getting the results just so we know exactly who we're dealing with this week so that we can serve you where you're at. At 1 o'clock, we want you all to make sure you're here for the discussion about what's happening, what issues are you facing at school. Mr. Lobster is going to be here to walk you through that. Also at 3, so at 3, this is where it gets different because we're not going to be in a Zoom room. I want you all to log into Facebook if you have Facebook. We tried to get it up on YouTube. YouTube is tripping, telling us we got to wait 24 hours again after we done already waited 48 hours. So if you have Facebook, if your parents have Facebook, we want you to join in that discussion. That's going to happen live on our Facebook page with this incredible panel talking education leadership while Black. And then, of course, we have a parent workshop, but no workshop that we do is off limits to kids. If you want to come back at 4 o'clock for the parent workshop, we would certainly love to have you. Oh, he had to hop off. Okay, so perfect. With that, so thank you all for introducing yourselves. I think that it's important that when we start to really learn together that we get to know one another in the process. I don't ever like to come in and not know who I'm talking to and let them know who they're talking back to. It's going to be important, especially in this virtual world, that we figure out ways to connect. And so we do that by me learning your name, knowing exactly where you're located, whereabout you're located, and what you're looking to gain from this week. A lot of times you'll go into like the school setting and they'll tell you what they want you to know. I need you to tell me what you want to know so that we can accommodate that in the way in which we move our programming, okay? But it's very, very nice to see you all. The reason I asked you to turn on your cameras is something about when you see a whole room of faces looking back at you, you know, that look like you. Miss Evans told you that I was her 10th grade student. That was one of the first times I can remember having a Black teacher. And after I had I'm gonna call her Miss Giles because that's who I know. After I had Miss Giles, I can't remember another time having another Black teacher until I got into college. And even in college, I only had like 1 or 2. So we have to be clear about the impact of learning from people who look like you, people who value and understand your experiences, and people who have gone through the same experience as you. So when we were talking and you guys were introducing, somebody said something about they want to learn how to deal with microaggressions. Does everybody know what microaggressions are? I'm seeing a lot of nods. Mikey, do you know what a microaggression is? No? Okay. What about Sammy or Zachariah? Do you guys know what a microaggression is? Zachariah shaking his head no. All right, for the young ladies who know what a microaggression is, can you explain it so that we can all understand? So what is a microaggression? Let me go to Miss Aaliyah. I think were you shaking your head, yes?
I can give you an example, but okay. I can't give like a clear like definition.
Okay.
So an example of a microaggression would be like for someone, so let's say that I'm speaking on an issue that I'm really passionate about, and then for someone to say that I'm like the angry Black girl, like, okay, like stop being angry when I'm like just really passionate about something. Okay. So then my passion for anger.
Okay. Anybody else have an example? Jazz? I see you shaking your head.
One that I experience a lot is, because I talk proper and I have a nice vocabulary, that people say, oh, you're very smart for a Black girl, or you're very beautiful for a Black girl. And when my hair was longer, they said, oh, you have long hair for a Black girl. So it was like always because I was a Black girl, that why can't it just be like good? So
okay. All right. Anybody else have an example they want to share?
I have an example.
Okay.
So one thing I get a lot is that I was presenting something to my school's assistant principal, and she told me that she was like, oh, you talk so well. And like, my thing is that I'm in all the AP programs that my school has to offer. And then another thing is that because I do talk super like proper and like, yeah, I get told a lot that I talk white or that I act white. So.
Anybody else been told that? I see a lot of heads shaking. Okay, you talk white. Okay, what exactly is talking white? And why is that the exception, or Why is that the standard? What do you think? I see Elijah's raising his hand. I don't see it. Thank you for monitoring, because I'm trying to go between screens. Elijah, you have your hand up, and then Zachariah will come to you after Elijah, okay? Elijah?
So, a good example would be not using a lot of slang or different not metaphors, but different bits of slang that other people might understand, but then a different group of people might not.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that talking white is not using slang? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Zachariah, and then Trinity Ball will come to you.
I say talking white is basically talking proper. Like basically they're saying like it's basically the opposite of what they say of acting black. Basically, when people say you're talking white, that means you're being really proper. But when they say you're acting like when they tell a white person acting black, that means they're acting ghetto.
Ghetto.
So
Okay.
it's basically a stereotype that all black people have to talk.
Okay. All right. Trinity Ball, what do you think?
I think it's like having an extensive vocabulary and you know a lot of words and you talk pretty politely to people.
So again, my question is, why do you believe that is the standard? Because I mean, I can flip the script. I don't know if somebody had. So Amara, you have your hand up. What do you think?
I was just gonna say, because like whiteness is always associated with professionalism, and like blackness is always associated with like being unprofessional, and like it doesn't matter what you do or like how you say something, it's always going to be associated with like unprofessionalism.
So unprofessional. I've heard ghetto. What else do you think they associate with young people, black young people? What words do you think they associate with black? I heard angry. What do you think, Jamie Taylor? What do you think? What other words do you think they associate with kids who look like you?
Well, for me, I think when like the words that are associated with black people when they're talking is like maybe ghetto or unprofessional or slow or stupid. Talk different, but just because like you're doing something different than what somebody else does and what's normal to them, it doesn't mean that you're any less smart or valuable.
All right, and I see, and I'm being told that so Jazz has her hand up, and then we'll go to Melissa Sutton. Jazz?
The first question about why do we believe that talking white is like the standard? Because it's been instilled in us. And if you don't go to like predominantly black schools or schools that aren't as funded as like a white school in a nice neighborhood, then it's like when you grow up in a nice neighborhood and go to those nice schools, then you're pretty much like the only black kid and you see, oh, all these white people, all these white people. So you associate everything good with the white people, and they do that at a very young age. So you grow up thinking, oh, if I talk like this, then I'm talking like a white professional person, instead of thinking that you're a black professional person.
Okay. And then let's go to, what was it, Melissa?
I think a word that they can associate with us is aggressive. Even if you're trying to voice your opinion and it's different, if you have a white teacher and it's different than their opinion, or they made a mistake and it's a fact, especially if it's about Black history and you know it and they might not, and you're not necessarily talking back, but you're voicing your opinion, they can associate aggressive with that.
Okay. Got you. Got you. It looks like Alana, you have your hand up, and then we'll go to Alex Savino after Alana, and then we'll go to, girl, I don't forgot your name. iPad. You gonna have to put your name in there so I can know. Go ahead, Alana. Sorry.
So a word that I would think associates with us a lot, and I get this a lot, is that I'm very loud. And this happens a lot when I become very passionate about not even necessarily just like a lot of situations. I have a naturally loud voice, and they take that as me being angry or me being I don't know, like aggressive. So I get that one personally a lot.
Okay. Okay. Alex Savino. And then, so we're gonna go to iPad, and then Micus.
I know one word that I hear a lot when people reference other African American, other Black people's thugs. I always hear that a lot, and I feel like most of the time that's media and other types of big platforms. They'll take out the word like African American or a person of color, and then they'll put thugs. And I think that makes us seem a lot more violent and like short-tempered, and it makes us seem like a threat, because when you see like the word thug or something else, I can't really think off the top of my head, it makes us seem like extremely violent and things that we aren't actually. And I think it's really gross how media portrays us like that a lot of times. It makes us think that that's who we are.
Okay. So in order to do this in a more orderly fashion, to make sure I'm getting to everybody who has their hand up, because there are multiple screens, there is where is it? It's a raise your hand function on here, just to make sure that I don't miss anybody. Do y'all see it somewhere? It's a raise your hand button somewhere?
In the participants.
In the participants, there's a raise your hand function there. So use that, but I got iPad. So iPad, you're gonna go next. Tell me your name again so I can stop calling you iPad.
My name is Johanna.
Johanna. Okay, Johanna, you're next, and then we're gonna go to Mikey.
I think that a lot of words that people associate with us is like ratchet, or like a lot of things they say we do are gang related. Like a lot at my school, if people wear like bandanas, it doesn't matter what color, our principal will always tell us to take them off. But if a white person wears it, she'll just act like she doesn't see it.
Okay.
And when we ask her why, she just says, because it's gang related.
But it's not gang related when the white kids wear it.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Mikey?
A lot of words they use in my school, they use like hood, and most of us in our school districts don't even live in the hood. But
come on now, come on somebody.
And then another one we use is ghetto, because out of everybody you'll see the white kids in the cafeteria, they over there quiet. Well, I guess because we present our voice more, we project our voice more, we the one that's ghetto and doing the most.
Okay, doing the most. Sammy, do you have any ideas? Because I see you moving back and forth. Do you have any specific words that you think they associate with Black children?
Not right now.
Okay. Trinity, Mosby, what do you think?
Mine are pretty much the same. I know when I talk, I speak a lot publicly, so I get a lot that I sound professional, or even sometimes it's just the way they look at me when I first open my mouth. When I'm being passionate, it's aggressive. I'm angry. I get angry Black women all the time, and I'm not ashamed of that, because I am angry over the stuff I'm passionate about.
Come on now.
And then also, I just think another thing is like our voices. Like our voices, I just feel like our voices have more definition than a white person. So like, I mean, they can get angry and aggression from our voices compared to white person. So like, I know a lot of us code switch. So like when you're talking to your friends, you're like, you're using slang, and sometimes you don't even use slang, but you're just not talking with like the vocabulary words that you would use when you're talking to like a white your principal or, you know, whoever it may be that is in higher stature. So, yeah.
So when you hear the words code switching, we had to learn how to code switch, right? Just to survive in the environments that we are placed in. So when you're talking about code switching, do you think that places you at an advantage or a disadvantage with knowing how to deal with different groups of people?
Advantage.
Advantage. Okay, it's definitely an advantage. But I'm just wondering, like, do you think that your peers have to code switch? And we're gonna, I'm going to put Brianna on the spot because she wanted to talk about being an ally. But I want to know, do you have to code switch to survive?
No, I do not. And neither do most of the people at my school.
And why do you think that is, love?
I do think it is because of my race. Like, for some reason, there's different expectations, and I don't know why.
Wow. Yep. Keelan wants to interject. Different expectations. That's poignant.
Okay. But yeah, it's become an essential skill because we don't want to be labeled. So we'll go, okay, I have to speak this way. And that's where you get the whole, oh, you speak so white. They're commenting on the code switch because they're saying you're speaking like us, which is demeaning.
Wow.
And that's them accepting the fact that we're not going to accept you as you are in this room. So the fact that you're speaking like us, we're going to almost congratulate you on that.
Wow.
All right, I'm going back.
What do y'all think? Do you think it's true? Is he right? So Melissa Sutton, you have your hand up. Do y'all think it's right? If you agree, go ahead and give me the thumbs up in your reactions. Give me the thumbs up. So you believe he's right. So it's an essential skill of survival, a survival skill in a sense, to not be labeled. And he said that they're congratulating you for talking like them. That's deep. I didn't even think about that, but you know, those are the things that we have to talk about. So Melissa, you have your hand up, and then we'll go to, it looks like, Jazz, did you have your hand up again? No? Okay. Elijah, did you have your hand up again? Okay. So let's go to, seriously? So let's go to Melissa.
Yes, I agree. I do think that code switching is necessary in some situations. It really just depends on the situation. You have to code switch in order to not be labeled. And another word, when we were talking about the words that can be used to describe us, is microaggressions. I think it's criminal. And it's not just kids, it's Black people overall. And it's given to us because it's a microaggression. So criminal can be used as one. That was a word that I was thinking of because I was watching a movie, and they said that word a lot that was described, that people used to describe Black people.
Okay, criminal. All right. Let's go with let's see. Elijah, your hand's up again.
Another word that some people would use to describe Black people would be threatening or dangerous. Right. Like they always look at you, or they're gonna look at you like you're about to do something. And an example, if I could give an example, I was at this was, I think, before COVID really started like taking a big swing. Me and my dad, my sister, and my brother, we all went to a lake to have a nice swim day because it was really warm at our house. And as we were walking up a little trail, a little thing up to our car, I passed this white lady, and she sort of like did this with her purse. She sort of like scooted away from me and sort of tensed up. I'm like, all right, okay then. It just made me really think, like, some people really do have those inner bias about what black people and especially youth are gonna do. Like they always assume you're gonna do something.
Right. Mikey, your hand is up.
Talking about the code switching topic. Usually, I feel like when it comes with that, I feel like in certain parts, like let's say you in the hood, right? People that live in the hood, they will make fun of you because you talk proper. They make fun of you, but in a way they also like Keelan said, they also like, and making fun of you because you're doing what you got to do to get through. Meanwhile, while they're still talking the way they're talking, it's just getting them. It's getting them in more trouble and getting like more attention.
Yeah, I get it. So you have to deal with the perceptions of those in the dominant culture, and then you have to come back to your neighborhoods and deal with the perceptions in your culture. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. But even me, I make fun of my cousin sometimes, but it's just I'm also like congratulating her, like, I wish sometimes I could do that all the time. I only could do that, certain times,
You only can do what?
Like I feel like sometimes I don't know. I try to code switch, but then I feel like the upper hand is like the white people, not upper hand, but the white people, they always make it seem like I'm trying to be fake about it and I'm trying to mock them when I try to talk proper. So I don't know what it is about that, but they try to think I try to mock them and try to pretend to be them just to put me right back down. So I don't know.
Gotcha. Chloe Jones, your hand is up.
So for me, the code switching thing is like different, I guess, because I was raised in a really well-off neighborhood and I went to like a private school growing up. And so I just like grew up speaking proper. And so this is the way I speak. And so I feel like I code switch when I talk to my friends more because like, yeah, I'm afraid to get made fun of because I speak super duper well. Yeah. And so then like, I feel like it's an advantage for me because I'm like one of the few Black people at my school who doesn't get like watched all the time by our administration because they like, I talk the best out of all of us. That's like the best way that I can put it. Like I have the most proper English out of everybody. And so then another thing with the whole microaggression thing is that it's more like of a scenario that actually happens than like an actual word. But when my school, there's not a lot of Black people. And so if you have a group of like 3 or more Black people walking around the school at lunch, then you start getting followed by the administration. And like as more people start to join your group, if they're people of color, then you get more like parts of the administration coming over and watching you. And so one time our freshman year, we had a thing where every Black person on our campus like came together in one group. And it was like, oh wow, we didn't know that there were this many Black people.
Right.
And we literally saw all 3 of our principals, our dean of students, all of the professors who went to school, and they were literally within like a walk, like they didn't even have to run to get to us if something were to happen. And we were just standing there talking and like having a community time, I guess.
Yeah. And I think that you'll find that we have this running joke at the state capitol. If more than 3 of us are together at a given time, we know that the security is coming and they're going to want to be part of our conversation. So we recognize that. I recognize that and I value that experience because I don't think people understand what that feels like, what that looks like. And so so listen, we are only scheduled to go for an hour. I am okay with staying here if y'all want to continue to let this stuff out. I'm okay to stay here, but I want to let you know that we're going on 12 o'clock and I'm gonna need y'all to eat because your other session starts at 1 o'clock where you're going to be talking about specific incidences that happened at school. What is your educational experience? So if you must log off right now, you can do that, but I am committed to staying here as long as you want me to stay here to listen to you. Because this is what it's about. Because after we get through the rest of the hands that I have up, my question to you and what I want you to be thinking about is knowing all of these things. I've heard all these words. I've heard dangerous, angry, aggressive, loud, slow, ghetto, thugs, violent, short-tempered, ratchet, gang-related, hood, doing the most, criminal, and threatening. And so I missed one. Which one? Suspicious. Oh, I didn't hear that one. So using those words, I want you to think about how that impacts your educational experience. Knowing that these are the words that you feel not just the students see you as, but your administrators and your teachers. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I want you to be thinking about how all these words you just gave me contributes to your educational experience. So put a pin in that. Let's get through these next hands. And I think Stephen Walker, you wanted to speak really quickly?
Yeah, just a quick question, everybody. Good morning. How many of you hear the verbiage or the words that you use in TV or on, whatever social media or advertising that you may come across? How many of you hear the words you use in these sales pitches and on TV shows?
You're talking about the cultural vernacular, or are you talking about the code switching that they have to do in order to survive? You're talking about culturally, the words that they use that they don't switch?
Yes.
Okay. So how many of you, and what you can do is use your reaction button. There's a reaction button with a little face and a plus sign on it. How many of you hear the words that you switch from used in media to attract you to buy certain things? How many of you do that? How many of you hear that? Okay, I see 2. Only 2 of y'all? Are y'all looking for your reaction buttons?
Oh,
okay.
no, there's quite a few thumbs
Okay,
up.
I have to switch screens. Okay, all right. So the words they have you switching from are then being used to attract you to buy goods and services in the communities, huh? Okay. Let's go. Jazz, did you have something to say? Was your hand re-raised? Okay.
Yeah. I was listening to I think his name was Elijah and then Mikey. They were like they sounded like confused, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one that's confused, because it's like they want me to talk proper. They don't want me to talk the way that I talk. They don't want me to use incorrect grammar. They want me to use correct grammar. They want me to use all these big words and stuff. And then as soon as I do it, then it's like, why are you talking like that? Trying to be above where you're supposed to be. And then it's like, so what do you want from me? And then the thing where that I think Elijah was talking about, how the lady moved her purse, it's like, okay, you want me to be more welcoming, but you're scared of me being welcoming. And then you want me to be away from you, but then if I'm away from you, I'm suspicious. So it's like, what do you do?
Yeah. I get it. Wow. Okay. So before you made your comment, I had one more hand up. Now I have 5 hands. Okay. Let's go to Zachariah.
So I want to say something about where people talk about how Black people are in the hood. Mm-hmm. And I know some white people do criticize, do think all Black people come from the hood. Well, you can't really blame them, because some people don't even have a choice. Because they have to do it to protect their family, or just to get some money to take care of their family and stuff. So and I'm pretty sure some white people probably do know that, but they still criticize us for it.
So are you saying that they criticize you because of the circumstances you were born into?
Yeah, because that's what they're basically doing if they keep criticizing Black people for some Black people being in the hood, when they don't really have a choice, because like I said, they just have to do it for protection, or to protect their family, or just to
survive,
take care of their family with money.
Yeah, I get it. Miss Trinity Mosby, your hand is up.
Yeah. Wow. Excuse me. I just wanted to say that I know a lot of us are talking about how we speak with improper when we're talking to our friends, and that's how white people see us. Half of the time I feel like we're not speaking proper with incorrect grammar. We talk how everybody does when they're with their friends, but that's just how they label us because they want to keep us, under them and want us to self-hate and all this other stuff that comes along with that. So just like to all of us, like you don't have to fall under what like they categorize us as, because half the time we're not even that. So that's all I wanted to say.
So yeah, give me one quick second, Keelan. So what I hear you saying is there is no difference between the way that we talk and act versus the way our peers talk and act. We are just treated differently. Is that what I heard you say?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that's what I heard you say, because I think it's important that we recognize that no, you are not doing anything different than your peers are doing. But for some reason, you all were born with a target on you. And we have to admit that. And we have to work from there. Because until we admit that there is a difference in the way our children are treated or you guys are treated, until your administrators and your teachers can admit that, we're going to keep going in circles. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep going in this vortex of sorts where they continue to use words like equity but not doing anything to make it better for you, where they continue to use techniques like PBIS and Arbinger training talking about the mindset when it's not a mindset issue, it's a heart issue. And I always ask them, why do you need extra training to treat Black children like they are human beings? Why do they need to invest millions of dollars? Couldn't that money go into programs to support you learning the things you want to learn? Like we need to stop playing the game. So I'm excited to hear you all verbalize that, because I don't think that you're given space enough to verbalize that in the way that folks will listen and not judge. So thank you for sharing that. And Keelan, you said you wanted to add on, and I'm not going to put mine on mute because what I think I remember is if I mute, the whole recording is mute on that part, right? Okay, so I muted earlier when y'all was introducing yourself, so I don't think that y'all on there. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to mute, so you're going to have to walk over here, Keelan. Oh, no, you got it. Okay. All right, cool. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand there's nothing wrong with you. You are not deficient. You are not defective. You are beautiful, vibrant, bright children who need to be given space to shine. And that's what we're going to do this week, intentionally. Does anybody, because it's after 12 and I need y'all to go find something to eat. I need y'all to go find something to eat, go get you a snack, and come meet me back here at 1 o'clock. Can we do that? 1 o'clock?